It was a perfect morning. Clear skies over New York City. Not a cloud in sight. Millions of people were doing what they did every day, grabbing coffee, dropping kids at school, heading into work. Some were rushing to catch early flights. Others were settling into their desks, 60, 70, even 100 floors above the streets of Manhattan. No one knew that in the next few hours, the world would change forever. This is the story of September 11th, 2011, a day of unimaginable loss and unbreakable resilience. By 2001, the World Trade Center wasn't just two towers. It was a symbol of American ambition, of global trade, of a city and a country that saw itself as unstoppable, built in the early 1970s. The Twin Towers stood at 110 stories each. Once the tallest buildings on Earth, they housed banks, law firms, trading floors, restaurants, an entire small city stacked into the sky. Nearly 50,000 people worked inside those towers every single day. Bankers, traders, chefs, firefighters stationed nearby, office workers who'd made the same commute 1,000 times before, riding the same elevators, buying coffee from the same cart on the corner. Tuesday, September 11th, started like any other. Kids went to school. Flights took off on schedule from airports across the East Coast. 4 of those flights, American Airlines Flight 11, United Airlines Flight 175, American Airlines Flight 77, and United Airlines Flight 93, had been hijacked by 19 terrorists linked to the extremist group Al-Qaeda. None of the passengers or crew on board had any idea what was coming. 5:60 a.m., American Airlines Flight 11 crashed into the North Tower of the World Trade Center, tearing through floors 93 to 99. At first, many believed it was a terrible accident, a small plane, gone off course. News anchors described it calmly. People on the street stopped to watch the smoke rise, unaware they were witnessing the opening moment of an attack. Then, 17 minutes later, at 9:03 a.m., a second plane, United Airlines Flight 175, banked sharply and struck the South Tower, exploding on live television in front of millions of viewers. There was no more doubt. America was under attack. Television networks that had been covering a routine morning suddenly found themselves broadcasting the unthinkable, live, to the entire world. Phone lines jammed. Parents tried desperately to reach their children's schools. Office workers inside the towers tried to reach loved ones, many of them calling to say goodbye. The attacks weren't finished. At 9:37 a.m., a third hijacked plane, American Airlines Flight 77, struck the Pentagon, the headquarters of the U.S. military, in Washington, D.C., tearing through the west side of the building where hundreds of employees worked. Then came a fourth flight, United Airlines Flight 93, hijacked and believed to be headed toward the U.S. Capitol of the White House. But this time, something different happened. Passengers on board, learning of the other attacks through phone calls to loved ones, made a decision. They voted, they planned, and they fought back against the hijackers in the plane's cabin. The plane crashed into a field near Shanksville, Pennsylvania, killing everyone on board but never reaching its intended target. In the middle of tragedy, ordinary people had chosen extraordinary courage. Their actions likely saved hundreds, if not thousands, of lives in Washington.
Back in New York, the situation on the ground was growing more desperate by the minute. Firefighters climbed staircase after staircase, carrying 60 pounds of gear, moving upward while thousands of office workers moved down. Some people trapped above the impact zones made an impossible choice rather than face the flames. At 9:59 a.m., the South Tower collapsed in just 10 seconds, sending a massive cloud of dust and debris rolling through the streets of Lower Manhattan. 29 minutes later, at 10:28 a.m., the North Tower followed. In under 2 hours, 2 of the tallest buildings in the world were gone, along with the 7 other buildings that made up the World Trade Center complex. Firefighters, police officers, and paramedics ran toward the danger as everyone else ran away. Nearly 3,000 people lost their lives that day, including 343 New York City firefighters and 71 law enforcement officers who gave everything trying to save others. It remains the deadliest terrorist attack in human history, and the single deadliest day for American first responders ever recorded. In the days that followed, something remarkable happened. Strangers became neighbors. Flags appeared on every street, in every window, on car antennas and office buildings across the country. People lined up for hours to donate blood. So many that blood banks had to turn volunteers away. Firefighters and rescue workers from across the country and around the world traveled to New York just to help dig through the rubble at what became known as Ground Zero. For weeks, rescue crews worked around the clock, searching for survivors, then for remains, refusing to give up on anyone. Search dogs, iron workers, engineers, and volunteers worked in shifts that never stopped. For a brief, powerful moment, a divided nation stood as one. Congress gathered on the Capitol steps and sang "God Bless America" together, Democrats and Republicans side by side. President George W. Bush stood atop the rubble of Ground Zero with a bullhorn and told the exhausted rescue workers that the world would hear from all of them soon. The attacks changed America in lasting ways. Airport security transformed almost overnight. A new federal agency, the Transportation Security Administration, was created to screen every passenger boarding a plane. The country entered a long war in Afghanistan, and later Iraq, that would stretch on for 2 decades, and a generation of Americans grew up understanding, for the first time, what it felt like to feel unsafe at home. Das Stillhaltungsstück was Boardings to Resnoring Baggage came resolve. Ground Zero became more than a disaster site. It became sacred ground. Today, the 9/11 memorial stands where the towers once did. 2 reflecting pools, each nearly an acre wide, mark the footprints of the North and South Towers. Water cascading down into the darkness below. The names of every victim are etched into bronze panels surrounding the pools. Firefighters beside office workers, passengers beside pilots, all remembered equally. Rising beside them is One World Trade Center, at 176 feet, a deliberate nod to the year of American independence, a symbol that says we do not break. Every year, on September 11th, ceremonies are held at the memorial. Names are read aloud, one, by family members who never stopped showing up. Bells toll at the exact moments the towers were struck, and when they fell: 8:46, 9:03, 9:37, 10:03, 9:59, and 10:58. It is a day America will never forget, and was never meant to. 9/11 was a day of devastating loss. It took fathers, mothers, sons, and daughters. It reshaped how an entire nation lives, travels, and sees the world. But it was also a day that revealed the soul of a nation, its courage, its unity, and its refusal to be broken. Nearly 3,000 lives were taken that morning, but their memory lives on in every flag raised, every name read, every story passed down to a generation that wasn't even born yet. This is the soul of America, forever remembered, forever resilient.